This brand is literally like every important and all of my favorite aspects of life coming together. So it's literally like I get to talk about Greece, food, beauty, and wellness all day long. And those are literally my 4 favorite things. We are in all the Whole Foods nationally with 6 of our products. I definitely have dreams of growing Kosterina. I want it to be a household name. I want it to be in every, premium supermarket across the country. I'd love for our skincare products to be in Sephora. And I'd love to do it all while being able to be here and close to my kids and help them, grow up and be there for them and never miss an important moment. And watch my husband's career flourish at the same time. And so, yeah, I think that's really the goal, is to continue to build Kosterina to become a household name. That's sort of like my ultimate from a career standpoint right now. I worked in investment banking right out of college. I did it for 4 years, 2 years in New York and 2 years in London. And, it was like progressing in that career, and that's like, a high-paying, high-powered path, but I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And I went, to get my business degree. And afterwards, the bank that I was working for had paid for my MBA and wanted me to stay 4 more years. And I actually made the decision to take a job at L'Oreal after I, finished my MBA, which was a third of the salary as I was earning, at the bank. And I had to take a loan from Citi to repay Citi for the money that they had given me to go to business school. So I took a huge step back just financially in making that decision, but it was something that I was much more passionate about: consumer products, beauty, branding, something consumer facing. And I think that was probably the best move of my career to get me towards something that I really cared about. My dad was always in the restaurant business, very, very hardworking. And I definitely have my work ethic and business savvy from my dad. And, love for food as well, because we were constantly around food. My mom actually had this really interesting job, as I mentioned earlier, at British Airways, where it allowed us to fly for free. So I was able to travel the world at a pretty young age, whereas normally we wouldn't be able to do that. But she also catered to very high income, first class VIP and Concorde passengers. And they would invite us to these really special places like St. Moritz, Switzerland. And I just was able to, I had access to this sort of different type of person that I normally wouldn't have had exposure to. And I think it, gave me an inspiration as a young person on what to strive for, or wanting to see more, wanting to travel and things like that. And, my mom's just very, very caring and nurturing, and has always been there to support, anything we wanted to do.
Our mission is to create a blue zone in every household. That is awesome.
I just feel like there's so much from the people of the Mediterranean that we can, learn from and bring here. And so, another piece of inspiration for us as a team are the blue zones, the 5 areas of the world where people live a long time. And, a lot of the reasons and the research traces back to their community and sitting down to family dinner every single day. The reason we talk about family and community, as part of the company, is really because we are trying to leverage the learnings of the Mediterranean lifestyle. When I think about, my family and friends here, everyone's like, I'm on keto, or sorry, I can't eat right now, I'm intermittent fasting, or, they're in the gym for 90 minutes a day. And then in Greece, all my family and friends are staying out late and eating really good food and drinking wine and dancing on the table. And so what are they doing? What are we doing wrong here? And what can we learn from that lifestyle? Because they're just as healthy, if not healthier, than we
are. Let's just check your olive knowledge. The ancient Greeks smeared olive oil on their bodies and hair as a matter of grooming and good health. True or false?
True.
You're right. What's the number 1 enemy to good olive oil?
There are 3: light, heat, and oxygen.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
It's actually really funny. There's a story that I heard as I was, developing the concept for Kosterina that really inspired me to launch the brand and to try to create the brand that stands for high quality olive oil in the US. So the stories about this researcher who discovered 2 of the very powerful polyphenols that occur in extra virgin olive oil. And he was studying uncoated ibuprofen as part of his research and taking uncoated ibuprofen. He went to Italy for an independent reason and had fresh olive oil, like right off the tree in Italy. And it had the same burn at the back of his throat as the ibuprofen did. And so he brought the olive oil home and gave it to like his research team. And I think it was his lead researcher said to him, "Why did you put ibuprofen in the olive oil?" And he was like, "That's just it, I didn't." And so they studied it and found this compound that literally has the same impact on the body, lowering blood pressure, good cardiovascular health benefits as ibuprofen.
And my pronunciation is amazing, so just get ready. Okay, what does this expression mean? Tripamutimiti. Does it mean A, it's just a flesh wound, B, pierce my nose, or C, that's Dimitri's goat?
B.
Nice. You're good. Are you optimistic about the future of Greece? Like, why or why not?
Yes, it's a tough one. I mean, there's just so much about Greece that I think can be improved as it relates to business. And now, doing a lot of business there. My feeling is that Greece doesn't know what they have, at least in the food world. In olive oil, they're selling their olive oil to Italy at half the price than they could be selling it to other countries. Italy bottles it up and marks it as Italian, sells it as Italian extra virgin olive oil. And I feel that, we need to continue to educate. Like, I feel great about building Kosterina because we're, giving back to our country and actually building business and creating, dollars into that country that normally wouldn't be, because we'd be buying it at a higher price than the Italians who are mixing it with Italian olive oil. And we bring other products from Greece as well. So I think that there's still like a continuing education that Greeks need to continue to gain by traveling the rest of Europe, traveling to US, Australia, and other places to see what the market can command for, the things that they produce in Greece.
What are some of the things you love about Greece, and what are some of your favorite places in Greece?
I mean, so much I love about Greece. Just like sitting down and having a cup of coffee and looking at some sort of beautiful landscape is, my favorite. Love the beaches of Greece. I love the people of Greece. I love the food. And sort of just the mentality of like sitting down to coffee or sitting down to eat for just a long time and just chatting and enjoying each other's company. And I have the benefit of going there always on vacation. More recently, I've been going for work as well, but I think the same still applies. And you kind of I don't get that sort of relaxed vibe here in the US as much as Greece. I mean, it has its obvious beauty that just cannot be beat. And favorite places to go. So I love Koroni, obviously, my hometown. Mykonos, I think, is my favorite place in the world. And, throughout my 20s and beginning of my 30s, I went every single year for like 15 years in a row. And just the best memories in Mykonos. I love all islands. I love Paros and Santorini as well, but I think Mykonos is my favorite. And then more recently, I really love Costa Navarino, the resort that opened in the Peloponnese. And that's really close to my hometown and close to actually where a lot of our olive oil comes from. So I get the ability to go there a little bit more often. I was on the kickline team in high school, which is basically like the dance team. And I loved it. I lived for it. It was everything. And so I wanted to become a Broadway dancer and Broadway actress. I actually auditioned for Broadway shows when I was in my early 20s. I never made it to Broadway. So I had to go to get an MBA instead. Definitely like a musical theater geek. So I think like Rent was probably like my ultimate favorite. Chicago. I remember playing Rent over and over and over again. We didn't even talk about Greek dance, but Greek dance was like my favorite activity when I was young. Like if I was a bad kid, my parents would be like, "You're not going to Greek dance on Saturday." And that would be like my punishment. I loved it. Like Ikariotico and the Zorba. And that was super fun. Petozali. So, I truly believe that our products are amazing. And this olive oil tastes incredible and it has incredible health benefits. Like to have that and of like extremely healthy and extremely delicious is such a win for everyone. And, I think about how canola and vegetable oil is so prevalent in the US, and people have been told to cook and bake with it. And it's highly, highly inflammatory and toxic. And so the goal really is to convert people off of, those terrible oils and seed oils and vegetable oils towards extra virgin olive oil. And that requires an education, and it'll take some time. And so I'm really, really proud of that. I'm proud of our entire product line. Actually, we have these amazing crushed fruit vinegars, delicious balsamic vinegars. We have skincare products made with olive oil that are all like completely clean and emulsifier free. Kosterina chocolate exists because I stumbled upon studies that show that the antioxidant content in extra virgin olive oil, when consumed at the same time as the antioxidant content in dark chocolate, the benefits are amplified. There's actually significant heart health benefits to eating those two things at the same time. And I was like, that is great news for everyone, and let's see if it tastes good together. I started working with a pastry chef. It tasted amazing. It actually adds like this incredible depth of flavor to chocolate. And we layered on, these ingredients that are native to the Peloponnese region of Greece, like nuts, cinnamon, honey, and just loved how the product turned out. And, with olive oil at the core, it made sense. Same for skincare. With skincare, I had worked in the beauty industry for many years, and I sort of feel like a lot of it is just a farce. Like there's so much like promising of turning the clock back or promising of before and afters. Nothing really does anything. The only thing that skincare can do is actually harm your skin if there are chemicals and harsh ingredients involved. And so olive oil has been used in the Mediterranean on skin and hair for thousands of years. And, we baptize our babies in olive oil in Greek culture. And so it's truly the safest and most efficacious moisturizer. And really wanted to create that clean line with this amazing hero ingredient. And being known for this very high quality olive oil, it felt like a really natural extension.
Who are some people that you admire?
J-Lo, she's definitely the top. I'm obsessed with J-Lo. I think she's like one of the hardest working people I've ever, observed. And her breadth of what she can do is so, so impressive. And she is a mom of, two now, I think, teenagers. And I just am constantly amazed. Like she looks amazing. She's an amazing mom, incredible career, and just like great breadth, but also appears to be like a very kind and generous, interesting, funny person. I think especially now that I'm, building Kosterina, I feel like have been partnering and talking with a lot of other Greek entrepreneurs. I'm friendly with one of the founders of Nunos, the Greek yogurt company. And I think we're always just looking out for each other. Actually, there's a guy who owns 4-5 Coffee, one of the coffee shops in my town where I actually work out of pretty frequently. And, he's always making introductions for me for like warehouse space. And I think it's been like very, very collaborative, especially like when we're all building brands like centered around Greek products or Greek heritage, like Effie and Cleos. I go by Katina in English. So anyone who is not a Greek speaker, I introduce myself as Katina. But like Katina in Greek doesn't sound nice, and it actually has like pretty negative connotations. So with anyone who's Greek speaking, I go by Katerina, and my team now consists of both. And so it's very confusing because people call me all sorts of different things, and my name, on email and, on social media appear differently sometimes. So I often just use both and see what people end up with. I said, what else you got? These are fun questions. Are you talking about Pitch Perfect 1, 2, or 3?
1. Oh, that's good. You're good. How about this? What was the song that brought the Bellas together on the bus?
The song that brought the Bellas together on the bus. Oh man, you're hurting me here. I'm not sure. I don't know. I obviously know the finale. I know almost all of the ones that were in the riff off. No Diggity. I think the moment that she sang No Diggity was one of the best moments of my life. I was like, I can't believe it's happening right now. And then Freedom 90 in Pitch Perfect 3, like one of my favorite songs to see that in Pitch Perfect. So, but I don't know. I don't know the best.
I love this. It's so good. Well, so the answer was Party in the USA. Was it Party in the USA?
Okay.
I'm not 100%. I need to kind of go back.
I have to rewatch that part.
This has been a lot of fun.
This is a fun interview. I like your questions. Your style is fun. Makes it fun for the interviewer. I feel like it gives more energy to the whole conversation.
Thank you. No, it's been a pleasure.